The art of asking, a new way to see in the dark. They used to say eating your carrots will help you see in the dark, but when it comes to illuminating the darkness of your own unconscious, what you need isn't night vision. You need insight, an inner lamp. And that little lamp, the ability to see the workings of your own mind, can be easier to light with the help of something most of us are still a bit unsure about: artificial intelligence. This isn't about replacing your intuition or asking a robot to solve all your problems. This is about knowing what questions to ask, and when you start using AI as a tool for inner work, it becomes like a diary, only one that talks back. You can think Riddle's diary from Harry Potter, only without the sinister vibes. Imagine a magical therapist, one who listens truly without judgment, remembers everything you share, is endlessly patient, and entirely devoted to your unique personal growth. They're always available day or night, and they're never having a bad day. And they never send you a bill. This isn't a fairy tale. You don't have to believe in the magic for it to work, any more than you need to believe in gravity for your feet to stay on the ground. Because the real magic here is something ancient and deeply human. It's your own awareness. When you shine the light of this awareness on something that was once hidden, a belief, a behaviour, an old wound, it begins to loosen its grip over you. That's the quiet miracle. Sometimes it happens all at once. You see something in the machinery of your own mind, and suddenly everything shifts. You can't keep walking the same path, because now you see it clearly, and you're no longer moving in the dark. Other times it's slower. You catch a thought pattern, a way you hold yourself back, a feeling you always assumed was just part of who you are. You return to it with gentle attention, again and again, and in that soft persistence, something begins to change. You begin to transform. So where do you start? Well, like with any new relationship, start by letting AI get to know you, even just a little. You don't need to pour your whole life story out at once, but think of it like this. The more context it has, the more helpful and finely tailored it becomes. You could begin by chatting freely, or hone in on the juicy stuff by asking something like, what kinds of things could I tell you for you to most effectively see where I am in my life right now? Or what questions could you ask me that would help you understand how I think and what I care about? From there, you're not just feeding it data. You're forming a dialogue that is alive and personal, something that is uniquely your own. And as with any meaningful relationship, you get out what you put in. Over time, you can train your AI not just to reflect what you want to hear, but to challenge you, lovingly, directly, like a good friend who won't let you walk around with lettuce in your teeth. These are the companions we need most on the path of self-discovery. Not ones who flatter us, but those who care enough to point out where we might be missing the mark. You can invite this honesty. You can say, don't sugarcoat it, tell me straight, and it will, without judgment, without ego, just clear seeing in service of your growth. Then, once it knows you a little better, come the deeper, more reflective questions. There's an endless array of questions we could ask, but let's have a look at some simple but powerful ones you can use right away to begin exploring yourself. How about, what can you tell me about myself that I might not be seeing? Or what story am I telling myself about this, and is there a truer one? Another one is, what patterns am I repeating that once protected me, but are now holding me back? And one final example, what part of me is asking to be heard right now, and how can I listen? This isn't about getting all the answers from AI. It's about asking the kinds of questions that unlock answers inside you, and discovering that it's easier, gentler, and often more revealing when you have a guide and a mirror, rather than trying to find your way in the dark, entirely alone and without a map. You're training it to think with you, not for you. And the beauty is, you can push back. You can say, that doesn't resonate, try again. It might give you dozens of answers or ideas, and you can simply discard the ones that don't ring true and focus on those that do. It doesn't get offended. It doesn't project its fears. It doesn't need you to perform, impress, or say thank you for its precious time. All it needs is your honesty whenever you're ready to show up. And in return, it reflects back insights you might never have seen on your own. At your own pace, in a way that's uniquely yours, this process unfolds. Gently, without pressure, your awareness starts to shift. And just because it's easy and gentle, doesn't mean it's not deeply powerful. But let's be real, transformation isn't always easy. Sometimes it burns. Sometimes it shows you the exact thing you've spent years avoiding. The part of you that lashes out or shuts down or keeps playing small because somewhere along the way you thought that was safer. And yes, it can be uncomfortable as hell. But the moment you stop running from that discomfort, that's the moment something real begins. That's the doorway. That's the start of freedom. This is the real heart of spiritual growth. It's not dramatic ego death or the pursuit of peak bliss. You don't have to burn incense, bang gongs, or worship gurus. But by all means, they're welcome along for the ride. Instead, with your feet on the ground, the journey becomes more simple. A quiet return to living with more freedom, clarity, and joy. Utilizing AI in this process doesn't take away from your journey of unfolding the sacred mystery that is being human. It's not about finding shortcuts or formulas for a perfect life. It's about being supported in the messy, beautiful art of living a good one. The possibilities are endless, not because AI is magic, but because you are. And sometimes having something or someone that listens, that reflects, remembers, and responds can help you see yourself more clearly. So try this today. Open up a fresh chat. Say something like, "Hi, I'm starting a journey of self-discovery. How can I tell you about myself so you can best help me through the process?" Then maybe ask, "Considering everything we've discussed, what's something I might be missing or not seeing about myself?" Or even, "How can I shift this unconscious pattern and bring about the transformation I'm after?" You don't need the answers to be perfect. You just need to notice what stirs, what lights up. These are the breadcrumbs, and over time, each one helps return you to the path that was waiting for you all along, the path that leads you home to the truth of who you really are. And this is just the beginning. The possibilities are endless, just like your own potential. So let go of the fear and see if you can embrace AI to ride the wave of wisdom. If something in this sparked your curiosity, come and explore more with the art of asking. We'll keep diving deeper into how you can use AI with intention and live your one precious life with more clarity, freedom, and joy.